Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Friday, May 4th, 2012. Let's jump right into the charts because it is a big day for the markets. First, we're going to start off with the S&P 500 E-mini futures. Futures are trading just higher by 50 cents to a point, right around this 1386 and a quarter, 1386 and a half level. The futures are pinned flat right now because everyone is waiting for the U.S. Labor Department to release the non-farm payroll report at 8:30 a.m. It is currently 8:21 a.m., so we have about 9 more minutes to go before that report is released by the U.S. Labor Department. Everybody is waiting to hear what the job number is. We'll see if it is a big event. A good number above around 200,000 would send the markets much higher. A number below 150,000, I think, is going to keep the markets somewhat in check and from anywhere from advancing. So we'll see how the number comes in. We'll just watch the market's reaction. That's really what is important. Who really cares about what the number really is or what they say it is? We just care about the stock market's reaction to the number when it is released at 8:30 a.m., which is just about 8 minutes from now. Couple of other things to go over. Let's first start with the European markets. Right now, you did have some European data that did come out a little while ago. Was pretty negative across the board. It looks like the European PMI numbers were a little bit on the soft side, but nobody should be surprised at that. Right now, if you take a look at the European markets, really across the board, um, they're basically mixed. You have the CAC 40 and the German DAX slightly lower, but you have the Italian stock market, the MIB, and the IBEX 35, which is Spain, higher. The Italian market is up by 0.8%, and Spain this morning is trading higher by 1.7%. So a decent pop in Spain. How long will that last? It's only anybody's guess. Yesterday we saw the markets sharply higher in Europe ahead of the U.S. markets, and then they really retreated and sold off sharply once the U.S. markets opened. So again, it's anybody's guess here. We don't want to really assume anything. There's a lot of problems going on in Europe, and we'll just have to take it one step at a time. Also, this weekend you're going to have Greek elections and French elections. So you have two big elections going on in Europe this week. We'll see if President Sarkozy from France wins again. It looks like he's catching up some ground, but who really could make heads or tails out of that stuff? And Greece is a whole nother story, but we'll see how the markets react from their elections as well. So we can't make too much out of that. We just have to see how it comes when it happens. A couple of other things to talk about this morning. Oil is getting hit sharply. Oil is down $2 this morning to $100.53. This is a pretty big decline in oil. Take a look at the USO. It is coming up into a near-term support level line that I have here around $38. But that is a big fall in crude, and oil actually sold off sharply yesterday on a little uptick in volume. So that is worth noting. Oil is down sharply this morning. Let's take a look at gold this morning and see how that is reacting as well. Gold is down about 4 points to $1,631 per ounce. We'll take a look at the GLD. The GLD is trading at 158.48. Yesterday closed at 158.97. So you got a little bit of a decline there in the GLD as well. Markets are deflating ahead of that job number. So let's see how this number comes in just 5 more minutes. A few other things to talk about real quickly. The Asian markets were mixed really overnight. The big loser last night in the Asian markets was the Indian Sensex. That I believe was down 1.87%. So if the U.S. markets are weak today, you have to watch stocks like the IFN, which is the India Fund. That would come under a little bit of pressure. You'd watch Tata Motors. That is also suspect to come under a little bit of pressure. And you'd watch Infosys, and ticker symbol is INFY. That would also come under a little bit of pressure. So right now, none of them are doing anything major. But if the U.S. markets are weak today, these Indian ADRs could be in for a little bit of trouble. So watch those if the U.S. markets are weak, and we'll know more in a few more minutes. Let's take a look at some stocks that are trading this morning, having some big moves. We're going to start off with LinkedIn. Okay, this is the internet company having a really, really good move, reaction from earnings. The gap is fairly decent, but there's a lot of resistance up here around 122, 121.50 to 122. I just don't have a hard time seeing it go above there. It's not a short candidate, so you don't want to fade it, but there's very good resistance here. So if you own it, I would probably lock in some profits and trail the stop loss. That would be the best thing to do. But I'm not sure if you're going to see much of a fade on this one, especially if the markets are strong. If the markets are weak, maybe it could fade a little bit up here, but it's not a great fade candidate. Let's take a look at FSLR, everyone's favorite solar stock. This stock is trading pinned flat right now. Had some movement yesterday after the earnings were released around 5:20 in the afternoon. I was waiting for that. You had a quick sell-off and then a quick bounce back up, and it really is trading right where the stock closed. Stock closed at 1807. It's trading at 1795. So you can't make a lot out of this one, although you could say that the stock is in a severe downtrend on the daily chart. But right now, not much of a reaction after earnings. It's kind of holding steady. I know they lost money, but they guided higher. Who could believe that nonsense? All you want to do is follow the reaction in the stock market and take it from there. Here's another stock today that is doing pretty well last I checked, which was Dolby Laboratories. Very, very nice move on this stock. This is a strong gap up. Stock was trading at 37.63 yesterday, trading today all the way at 45.22. Traders want to watch for resistance on this one around the $48 level. There's going to be fairly good resistance. If it could get to 50, that's even more resistance right there. I have a hard time seeing it get through there, but it is a strong gap, so it is not a fade candidate. But this stock will have a lot of resistance around the $47.90 to $50 level. So there's your resistance point. If you own it, put your stop in, trail your stop up to those levels. Maybe you take profits right around that area. Let's take a look at Estee Lauder this morning. Ticker symbol is EL. This is the cosmetic company. Right now trading down to around 62 bucks. This stock will have support for a potential small bounce, intraday bounce around 60 bucks, maybe 60.25. So that is what I'm seeing for Estee Lauder, right around that $60 area, maybe 60.25. It's a hard call to pick this one to the penny. After that, you really want to look much, much lower, and then I would go all the way down towards the 54.50 levels for support again. But right now, I think the first line of support, and it probably looks to be fairly strong, at least initially in the morning, for an intraday bounce, would be around $60, 60.25, in that vicinity. Hard to give it out to the penny. But that's what I'm seeing right now as far as stocks are concerned. There's some other movers out there today, but I'm not seeing anything major. I may be missing a few here, but I'm not seeing anything major. All right, we're getting set for the unemployment report that will be released in just a few seconds here. We'll see when it comes out. This is a live screen at 8:30 a.m., right, 8:29 a.m. of the S&P 500 E-mini futures, and we'll see how this unemployment number is released and how the markets react to it. Right now, we're just getting a lot of whipping around, but the number is not out yet. We'll see how they spin this. Futures are starting to trade a little bit lower here. The number is being released right now. Futures are dipping. Let's see what this number is. 115,000. Definite disappointment. We'll see how the market reacts. So right now, 115,000 jobs created for the month of April. It's pretty dire. It's a pretty bad number. But anyway, in any case, we'll see how the markets react. Right now, their futures are only down 3.5 points. So we'll see what kind of spin they put on this thing. Either way, they'll blame it on weather or something. Who knows? I can't make heads or tails out of this stuff. But right now, the futures are only down 3.5 points. We'll see if they do sell off a little bit more later. They're bouncing around, and we'll just see where that goes. But again, it is a Friday. The volume will get light after the first couple of hours of the trading day. Then the markets kind of go on pause mode, and we'll see where this entire market heads. Right now, one thing that is saving the futures from falling lower is the U.S. dollar index. U.S. dollar index is not really reacting well to the number. Dollar down, markets inflate. Also, you're going to hear a lot of spin that if the number is bad, the Fed will do QE3. That will also help the futures and the markets and you can see the futures coming right back up to the basically unchanged level. So again, just a lot of whipsaw here. It could be a overall a non-event. We'll see how it plays out. With that said, everybody, I'd like to wish you all a great weekend, great trading day, and we'll see you on the charts on Monday. Take care, everybody.